Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. In a peaceful village in England lived a young girl named Emma. Everyone knew her because of her beautiful blue eyes, long golden hair, and warm smile. Whenever she walked through the village, people stopped to admire her beauty. But Emma never believed that beauty made someone special. Every morning, she helped her elderly neighbor carry groceries. She visited lonely people, cared for injured animals, and always greeted everyone with kindness. Children loved her because she listened to their stories, and older people respected her because she treated everyone with the same kindness. Her father often told her beauty fades with time, but kindness stays forever. Emma never forgot those words. One sunny afternoon, while returning home from the market, she noticed an old woman sitting beside the road. The woman looked weak and tired. Many people walked past without stopping. Emma immediately knelt beside her. "Are you all right?" she asked gently. The old woman smiled weakly. "I've been sitting here for hours." No one stopped. Emma gave her water, shared her lunch, and helped her stand. "Come," Emma said. I'll walk you home." The old woman looked at her carefully. "You have a beautiful face," she whispered, "but your heart is even more beautiful." Emma smiled. "My parents taught me to help people whenever I can." When they reached the woman's small cottage, the old woman opened an old wooden chest. Inside was a small silver necklace with a sparkling blue crystal. She handed it to Emma. "I want you to have this." Emma quickly stepped back. "I can't accept such an expensive gift." The old woman smiled. "It is not a reward. It is a blessing." Emma politely accepted the necklace and thanked her. As she walked home, the blue crystal reflected the evening sunlight. For just a second, it glowed. Emma stopped walking. She looked at the necklace in surprise. That was strange. Far away, hidden among the trees, someone had been watching everything. A wealthy woman named Victoria quietly smiled. The necklace has finally found its new owner. Victoria had spent years searching for that mysterious necklace, and she was willing to do anything to get it. Chapter 2. Emma discovers the necklace's secret. Emma stood still on the quiet road. She looked down at the silver necklace. The blue crystal had stopped glowing. She smiled to herself. It must have been the sunlight. Carefully, she placed the necklace around her neck and continued walking home. That evening, while preparing dinner with her father, Emma could not stop thinking about the strange light. Her father noticed her silence. "Is something bothering you?" he asked. Emma gently touched the necklace. "An old woman gave me this today." She told him everything that had happened by the roadside. Her father examined the necklace closely. "It looks very old," he said, "but I've never seen a crystal like this." Just then, the blue crystal glowed again. This time it was brighter. A soft humming sound filled the room. Emma and her father looked at each other in surprise. Before either of them could speak, a gentle voice echoed through the house. "Follow the light, and you will discover the truth." The room became silent again. Emma whispered, "Did you hear that?" Her father slowly nodded. "Yes." It wasn't your imagination." The crystal suddenly released a thin beam of blue light. It pointed directly toward the forest outside the village. Emma looked through the window. "The light wants us to go there." Her father hesitated. "It may not be safe." Emma remembered the old woman's words. "It is not a reward. It is a blessing." She looked at her father and smiled. "I have to find out why she trusted me." The next morning, they packed a small bag with food, water, and a lantern. As soon as Emma stepped into the forest, the crystal began glowing again. The blue light floated ahead, guiding them along a narrow path. For nearly an hour, they walked through tall trees until they reached an ancient stone fountain covered with green vines. The crystal suddenly became warm. Then it stopped glowing. Emma looked around. This is where it brought us. Her father noticed strange symbols carved into the fountain. They look very old. Emma stepped closer, as her hand gently touched the cold stone. The fountain began to tremble. Clear water started flowing for the first time in many years. In the center of the fountain, a small silver box slowly rose from the water. Emma carefully opened it. Inside was an old folded letter. She unfolded it slowly. The first line read, Emma looked at her father in amazement, to the one whose heart is filled with kindness. Before she could read the rest, a voice came from behind them, so, You found it before I did. Emma and her father quickly turned around. Standing at the edge of the fountain was Victoria. She was smiling, but there was no kindness in her eyes. She looked directly at the necklace around Emma's neck. Cow? I've been searching for that necklace for years, she said calmly. It belongs to me. Emma held the silver box tightly. It was given to me. Victoria took one step forward. Then give it to me willingly, or I will take it myself. Emma instinctively stepped back beside her father. At that exact moment, the blue crystal began shining brighter than ever before. The light surrounded Emma like a protective shield. Victoria stopped walking. For the first time, fear appeared on her face. Emma realized that the necklace was protecting her. But she still had no idea why she had been chosen. Chapter 3: The Hidden Truth Behind the Necklace. Emma stood frozen. The glowing blue light surrounded her like a shield. Victoria stared at the necklace in disbelief. So, it has finally accepted someone, she whispered. Emma looked at her firmly. What are you talking about? Victoria slowly lowered her eyes. I've searched for that necklace for almost 20 years. Emma held the silver box close to her chest. Why? Victoria took a deep breath. Because my grandfather told me it hides the greatest secret in our village. Emma looked at the old letter in her hand. It doesn't belong to you. Victoria smiled sadly. No, I know that now. Before anyone could speak again, the necklace began glowing even brighter. The folded letter suddenly opened by itself. Golden words slowly appeared across the page. Only the one who chooses kindness over fear may continue. Emma quietly read every word. Then a loud rumbling sound echoed through the forest. The ancient fountain slowly moved aside. A hidden staircase appeared beneath it. Cool air rose from the darkness below. Emma looked at her father. It wants us to go down. Can? Her father nodded. I'll stay beside you. Victoria looked at the staircase. I am coming too. Emma looked at her carefully. Can we trust you? Victoria lowered her head. I don't expect you to, but I want a chance to prove that I have changed. Emma remained silent for a moment. Then she smiled gently. Everyone deserves a second chance. Together, the three of them walked down the old stone steps. The staircase ended inside a beautiful underground hall. Hundreds of crystal lamps lit the room with soft blue light. In the center stood a tall white statue of a young woman wearing the same necklace Emma had around her neck. At the base of the statue were carved these words, true. Beauty begins where kindness never ends. Emma slowly stepped closer. She touched the statue. Suddenly, the entire hall filled with warm golden light. The statue's eyes slowly opened. Emma gasped. It's alive. The woman smiled kindly. I have waited many years for this moment. Emma whispered, Who are you? I am Eleanor, the woman replied. I was the first guardian of the blue necklace. Emma looked surprised. The guardian? Eleanor nodded. This necklace was never created to make someone beautiful. It was created to reveal the beauty already hidden inside a person's heart. Victoria lowered her head in shame. I spent years believing it would make me powerful. Eleanor looked at her gently. No magical object can change a selfish heart. Only your own choices can do that. Victoria's eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry. I wasted so many years chasing the wrong thing. Emma quietly walked toward her. She placed a comforting hand on Victoria's shoulder. The past cannot be changed, but today can. Victoria looked at Emma. No one had ever forgiven her so quickly. For the first time in years, she smiled with honesty instead of pride. At that exact moment, the blue crystal on Emma's necklace, shone brighter than ever before. The statue slowly pointed toward a large golden door at the end of the hall. Any 50 free. Above it were written glowing words. Only a heart filled with love may enter. The heavy door slowly began opening. A brilliant white light poured into the hall. Eleanor smiled at Emma. The final truth is waiting beyond that door. Emma took a deep breath. She looked at her father. Then at Victoria. Together, they stepped toward the glowing doorway, not knowing that the greatest lesson of all was about to change their lives. Forever. Chapter 4. The true meaning of beauty. The golden door opened completely. Emma, her father, Victoria, and Eleanor stepped inside together. A warm golden light filled the room. The air felt peaceful. There were no jewels, no treasure chests, no piles of gold. Instead, they entered a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers, crystal-clear streams, and singing birds. Everything looked perfect. In the center of the garden stood a large mirror surrounded by white roses. Above the mirror were written these words: "This mirror never shows your face. It only shows your heart." Emma slowly walked toward it. She looked into the mirror. Instead of her reflection, she saw every kind thing she had ever done. She saw herself helping the old woman on the roadside. She saw herself comforting a lonely child. She saw herself feeding hungry animals during winter. Every act of kindness appeared one after another. Every act of kindness appeared one after another. Emma smiled quietly. Tears filled her eyes. "I never helped people to be rewarded," she whispered. "I simply wanted to do what was right." The mirror suddenly shone with a bright golden light. A gentle voice echoed through the garden. True beauty is not what people see with their eyes. It is what they feel from your heart. Victoria slowly stepped toward the mirror. She closed her eyes nervously. When she looked inside, she saw herself as she had been: proud, selfish, and always chasing beauty and wealth. Tears rolled down her face. "I'm ashamed of who I was," she said softly. Emma gently held her hand. "What matters is who you choose to become from today." The mirror began glowing again. This time, Victoria saw a different future. She saw herself helping children. She saw herself caring for the poor. She saw people smiling because of her kindness. She looked at Emma with gratitude. "You gave me a second chance." Emma smiled. "Everyone deserves one." Eleanor stepped forward. "The necklace has completed its purpose." Emma looked surprised. "What do you mean, me?" Eleanor carefully removed the silver necklace from Emma's neck. The blue crystal slowly rose into the air. It became brighter and brighter, until it looked like a small blue star. "It never belonged to one person," Eleanor explained. "It appears whenever the world needs someone to remember that kindness is the greatest beauty." The crystal floated higher into the sky. Then it disappeared. A soft breeze passed through the garden. The golden door slowly faded away. Eleanor smiled warmly. My time as guardian is over. She looked at Emma proudly. You have shown the world that beauty without kindness means nothing. Emma hugged her father. Victoria smiled with hope. She had entered the journey searching for beauty. She left it searching for goodness. Yike. As they walked back toward their village, people greeted them with warm smiles. Nothing in the village had changed, yet everything felt different. Emma continued, helping everyone just as before. She never became famous. She never became rich. But people remembered her for something far more valuable. Whenever someone asked, "Who is the most beautiful girl in the village?" the answer was always the same: Emma. Because her heart is even more beautiful than her face. Moral of the story: real beauty is not found in perfect looks, expensive clothes, or wealth. True beauty comes from kindness, honesty, forgiveness, and the love you show to others. A beautiful face may be remembered for a moment, but a beautiful heart is remembered forever.